All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're talking about a step that is so critical to a successful product launch, but honestly, it's one that gets overlooked all the time. It's called the pre-launch. Think of it as the quiet beginning, that first signal you send out that something important is just over the horizon. Let's break down exactly why this initial signal is so incredibly powerful.
Author Jeff Walker has a perfect metaphor for this. He calls it the shot across the bow. Now, it's not an attack, it's more like a warning shot, a really clear signal designed to get everyone's attention. In the world of marketing, this is how you make your audience just pause, look up, and wonder, what's that all about? It's where building real anticipation begins.
So you might be thinking, okay, but why is this subtle signal so essential? Why not just get straight to the main event? Well, the answer to that question reveals the fundamental reason why so many product launches, even for amazing products, just completely fail to get any traction.
And here it is. This is the core problem. When you launch a product without any preparation, you're trying to sell to a cold, distracted, and frankly, completely uninvested audience. They aren't expecting you, right? They aren't listening for you, and they certainly are not ready to buy from you. This is the single biggest reason for failure, period. So the pre-launch is the strategic fix for this cold start problem. It's a whole phase dedicated entirely to warming up your audience. It's all about preparing the ground, getting people to lean in a little closer, and creating that sense of anticipation before you even think about delivering pre-launch content or asking for a sale. Okay, so what are we actually trying to accomplish in this phase? It's not about just sending a random email and hoping for the best. No, the pre-launch has very specific goals, and each one is designed to set the stage for a massive launch. Let's take a look at how these objectives build on each other. You can really see the flow here, can't you? It all starts with a simple signal that something new is coming. This is how you capture their attention, but without any sales pressure at all. And because there's no pressure, you naturally spark their curiosity. This then lets you invite them into the process, maybe by asking for their opinions. And this next step is crucial. This is where you identify their real objections, their fears, and their questions. And by bringing them into the process like that, you start to build this incredibly powerful sense of ownership.
And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? People support what they help create. When you invite your audience to share their thoughts, you're not just collecting data, you're actually making them co-creators. People feel invested in things they had a hand in shaping. And believe me, that sense of ownership is a game changer when it's finally time to launch. All right, so we know what we're trying to achieve, but how do we actually do it? Well, the entire approach really hinges on one core principle. You've got to shift from broadcasting your message out at people to starting a genuine conversation with them. Let's be really clear about what that means. Broadcasting, that's a one-way street. It's a monologue. You're just pushing information out. A conversation, on the other hand, is a two-way dialogue. You're asking questions, and this is the critical part, you're listening. You're not just talking at them, you're talking with them. So here's the key insight. Your prospects already have a whole conversation going on in their own minds about the problem you solve. They have thoughts, beliefs, fears, questions. The pre-launch lets you step into that internal conversation. By asking questions and actually listening, you uncover their real objections and what they truly want, and that allows you to align your message perfectly with what they already care about. You know, the best part about all this? It doesn't require any fancy, expensive, or complex tools. We're talking about a simple, short email that asks a question, a basic survey, or even just some light, casual communication on social media. That's all you need. It's not about the technology you use. It's about the fundamental shift in your approach from telling to asking. Now, to really make this work, it's just as important to understand what the pre-launch is not. There are some really firm rules of engagement here, and if you break them, you can undo all of your hard work in an instant. Let me be crystal clear. This phase is absolutely 100% not the time for a sales pitch. It's not when you do the big product reveal, and it's not where you give a full-blown explanation of everything. The goal here is to build curiosity and engagement. The moment you start selling, you break that trust, and all the anticipation you've been so carefully building just completely collapses. Okay, let's wrap this up and bring it all together. It's time for a quick debrief on the core lessons we can take away from this whole pre-launch strategy. So let's recap the big ideas. Number 1, always warm up the market before you even think about selling. 2,
Your focus should be on curiosity and involvement before you start educating. 3. A two-way conversation will outperform a one-way broadcast every single time. 4. That early engagement is how you build ownership and trust. And finally, number 5, selling too early will absolutely kill your momentum.
So, I'll leave you with this one last question to think about. The next time you're planning to launch anything, a product, an idea, a project, whatever, just ask yourself, how could shifting my approach from a promotion to a simple conversation fundamentally change my final outcome?